Hello, YouTube. This is Mr. Bakari, and today we're going to look at the application of parametric equations, specifically projectiles in motion. So let's get started. Okay, what we've got here is our standard parametric projectile motion model. And as you can see, our first equation is the relationship of time and horizontal distance. And our second is the relationship between time and vertical distance or height. Okay? V sub 0 is initial velocity. H sub 0 is initial height. Initial height is the height at which the projectile starts off the ground. And if that information is not given, then we can assume that that is 0. All right, we are going to do two examples here. And in the top right-hand corner, I will keep that model posted up there so you can refer to it. And let's get started. Now, let me start by saying that both of these problems we will be doing will be in degrees. So you're going to need a calculator for this, and you want to make sure that you are in degrees. So the first one says an arrow is shot with an initial velocity of 165 feet per second at an angle of 4.5 degrees at a target 130 feet away. If the arrow is released from the bow at 1.5 feet above the ground, how far above the ground will the arrow be when it hits the target? Okay, so the first thing we want to do is draw this. So I've got an archer here shooting an arrow, and their target is 130 feet away. Okay, shooting it at the target. And it does tell us that when released, the arrow is 1.5 feet off the ground. Okay, and what we're looking for here is how far above the ground would the arrow be when it hits the target. So what we're looking at is this height right here. Okay, so now we've established a picture here, and we will now write our equation. So I'm going to start with x equals, and we need initial velocity, which is 165 feet per second, cosine, and theta is 4.5 degrees times time. All right. Our second equation, y equals negative 16 t squared plus initial velocity, 165 feet per second, sine theta, 4.5 degrees, time, and then we've got our initial height, so we're going to add 1.5 feet. All right, so there is our parametric set of equations, and now we need to start thinking about how we're going to answer these questions. And in this one, it just wants to know how far above the ground will the arrow be when it hits the target. So what do we know? We know that the target is 130 feet from the archer. So that would be x here in the top equation, okay? We don't know any time. So given 130 feet, time in the top equation here will tell us how long it takes to get to the target. So that is the equation I'm going to work with first. So I'm going to set 130 feet equal to 165 cosine 4.5, and I am solving for the time it will take to reach 130 feet horizontally. So I'm going to solve for t. So that's going to give me 130 divided by 165 cosine 4.5 degrees. And now that is what I'm going to put in my calculator. So all calculations that we're going to input, I will put in green. If you'd like, you can pause the video at that point and you can put it into your own calculator to come up with your value. All right. I'm going to round to the hundredths place here, and I get 0.79 for t. So that's 0.79 seconds. That is the time it takes to reach the target 130 feet away. Okay? So now that we know that, we need to know the height at that time. So that's when we're going to go to the second equation, which is time and height. Okay? So if I plug in 0.79 for t, I will get out y, which will be the height at that time. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how we want to set that up. So I'm going to put -16, and for t, I'm going to plug in 0.79 seconds squared plus 165 sine 4.5 degrees. Plug in 0.79 again, and don't forget to add 1.5 feet off the ground here. All right, so if we're going to go ahead and plug this in to our calculators, and that will give us out the vertical height, which is the answer to this question. Okay, and I get 1.74 feet, and that is the answer to our question. How far above the ground will the arrow be when it hits the target? Okay. All right. Let's look at our second problem. Okay. This one says Jack Nicklaus' swing provides an initial velocity of 100 feet per second at an angle of 25 degrees. He estimates the distance to the pin to be 600 feet. How many feet short of the pin will the ball land? What is the maximum height of the ball? So this one has a few questions for us. So again, we're going to start by drawing a picture. So we have a golfer, and he is hitting a ball, and we are not given an initial height. So we can assume that the ball is on the ground. Our initial height is 0. Okay, he is swinging for a hole 600 feet away. So 600 feet away, we've got a hole here. I'll just draw a flag. There's our hole. He's hitting the ball just like that. Okay? All right. So now that we've got a picture, we now want to establish the parametric equations. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to start with x. X equals, okay, our initial velocity here is 150 feet per second. Cosine and theta is 25 degrees times t. All right, and our y equation, -16 t squared plus initial velocity, 150 feet per second, sine 25 degrees times time. And this time, we do not have an initial height, so we have no constant here for our equation. All right, so now that we've got that, let's look at what we are trying to find. How many feet short of the pin will the ball land? So we need to know where the ball lands. So there's my ball. And we want to know the maximum height. So that is going to be up here, which is going to represent the vertex of the parabola. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we will find that first. So if we're looking for the vertex of a parabola, then obviously we are working with the quadratic equation. Okay, so let's talk about how you find the vertex from standard form. So this is given in the model as the standard form of a quadratic. So just as a reminder, if you look at the standard form, it is ax squared plus bx plus c equals y. And a is your leading coefficient, b is your coefficient of x, and c is your constant. This is important to note before we find the vertex, because the vertex is found by taking negative b over 2a and then plugging that back into your quadratic to get out y. All right, so there is our plan here. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the quadratic and we are going to locate negative b, which is going to be negative 150 sine 25 degrees divided by 2a. 2 and a is negative 16. That is going to give us the time it takes to get to the vertex. All right, so go ahead and calculate that. And the time it takes to get to the maximum height is 1.98 seconds. Okay? So now to find that maximum height, we need to take this, which is our time, and plug it back in to get out y. Okay? So we're going to rewrite the quadratic. And everywhere there's a t, I'm going to plug in 1.98. All right. So I found the time takes to get to the maximum height. I'm plugging that into my quadratic here, and what I get out will be the maximum height. So go ahead and calculate that. And I am getting a maximum height of 62.79 feet. And that is the answer to the second question. What is the maximum height of the ball? Okay, so we got to find the vertex to find the maximum height, and there we go. So now let's go back to the first question. How many feet short of the pin will the ball land? Well, to know that, we need to know the time it takes for the ball to land. So what does that represent? That is an x-intercept. So if you look at the parabolic arc, it is the intercept on the right. So we need to find the time it takes to hit the ground so that we can then find how far the ball traveled horizontally, right? All right, so let's do that. So to find time, we need to solve the quadratic. So we are going to set the quadratic equal to 0, okay? And we are going to solve this. You can solve this however you like. These are rarely ever going to be something that factor. So assuming we have a graphing calculator, I would suggest graphing it and solving it that way. So go ahead and do that. And for t, the second intercept, I get 3.962. So I'm just going to leave that at 3 decimal places. It's exactly what my calculator gave me. And that is the time it takes to hit the ground. So now to see how short I fall of the 600-foot hole, I need to find the horizontal distance at that time. So now we're going to come back up to our horizontal equation, and we want to know the distance traveled horizontally at that velocity, at that angle. And for time, I'm going to plug in 3.962. Okay? So you can see I'm going to take time, plug it in there, and that will give me my horizontal distance. So go ahead and calculate that. And I've got 538.62 feet. All right. So that's where the ball lands. 538.62 feet away from the tee off. All right. Now, to answer the question, how many feet short of the pin will the ball land? Well, we have to subtract the 538.62 from the 600 feet that the hole is away from the ball, and that will give us our answer. And the answer is 61.38 feet. And that's how far short we fall, and that is the answer to the first question up here. Okay? So I tried to choose a couple problems that really have you looking at different things here, but the main thing is you want to draw a picture, you want to draw your equations out, and you want to look at what do I need and what am I looking for? And that will guide you to whether you are going to utilize your horizontal equation first or your vertical equation. Okay? So I hope this helps you out, and thanks for sticking around. I'll see you in the next video.